Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV. It's time for your Twitter reactions to Liverpool's 1-1 draw with Spartak Moscow. A mixed bag, a real mixed bag today, and understandably so after obviously the frustration of not being able to score goals. Alex Harris kicks us off here. Alex Harris 0-2. Time to realise our attack isn't as good as we think it is. Doesn't matter how many chances you create if you can't finish. I agree with 50% of that statement, Alex. I think our attack is brilliant, mate. Our attack, our ability to get into dangerous positions and create chances is brilliant, and that's what an attack is. But I do 100% agree that if you create a million chances, if you can't stick them in the back of the net, it doesn't matter. But again, you've got to create the chances in the first place, and it would be far more of a concern of that. I think, again, I mentioned this on my match reaction, there's a team that look to defend. They look to defend and it is on the counter. That was their game plan, and at no point did we look like we weren't going to score the winning goal. That game looked from, minute one as though we were going to break them down and score. And, you can't keep doing that. You absolutely can't. If that becomes a consistent thing for Liverpool, it is an issue. And maybe it's one of those issues that is fixed by having someone who is just an absolute 100% natural finisher on the pitch. Except we brought one of them on, and even he couldn't stick one in the back of the net. So sometimes you do it, and sometimes it's not just an isolated game. But it does feel, for me anyway, that like I say, I don't think you can fault you can fault individual mistakes, and you can fault things not quite going for you, not quite rolling for you. But I don't think you can fault the attack. I thought the attack was scintillating tonight. Zachary A. John. Ever since 2005, we should all remember it doesn't matter how we get through the group stage, just get through. Onward, upward, you'll never walk alone. Yeah, again, I completely agree with that. I think it's a great sentiment. I think at this stage of the season, it's keeping plates spinning. It's about, we should win that game. Let me just clarify that. Liverpool should absolutely be winning that game. And it exists, absolutely 100% exists with the realms of possibility that come December, we're going to be ruined not having those extra 2 points in the bag, because there's 4 points that we've dropped in the group already that with a little bit more nous or just a little bit more luck or whatever, or coolness in the right areas of the field, we'd be on 6 points in the group now. We'd be bang top of the group and we'd have everything absolutely in our own hands. But yeah, I think for the team getting used to balancing this at the moment, I'm not too downbeat and disheartened. And exactly that's what you say. The Liverpool were horrendous in some Champions League groups in years gone by. And it's not to say we're going to go on and win it, because, look, Istanbul was one of those amazing things. It was like Leicester winning the league. It was just absolutely incredible and unbelievable. But it is, the fact of the matter is with the group football, you have just got to get the points required. Now, there's nothing to say this kind of situation won't happen time and time again, but there's also as much evidence to suggest that we probably just will stick a load of goals in at some point and we will win some games. Glass half full, yada yada. You don't know me, says at unknown XYZ. So much for the 4 attacking players threat to end up wasting so many chances. Redmen 2002. This is literally what we're going to get for every game for the rest of the season. Sound. Go ahead. Mr. Willis, 88 Willis. Think Firmino needs to go on holidays or something. Yes. Yeah, I think he does. It's a shame. Again, said it on my match reaction. This was a chance for Daniel Sturridge to be able to go to the manager. I've got this, gaffer. Bobby Firmino can have a game off. I will handle this. It will be fine. And he didn't take that chance tonight, unfortunately. Looked excellent at the weekend. Didn't carry that on today. He's got chances to win the game for us. And again, this is why I don't think it's worth being too disheartened, because we all know, the one thing we know about, there's 2 things we know about Daniel Sturridge. He's going to get injured all the time, and he's brilliant at scoring goals when he gets the ball in dangerous situations. That he's not stuck the ball in the back of the net tonight makes me go, it makes you have to kind of laugh and go, because if even Daniel Sturridge can't finish chances like that, then sometimes you've got to just say it's one of those weird set of circumstances. But Firmino, that's a couple of games now where I don't think he's been at his best. I think he's still doing the off-the-ball work, is still great, but maybe it's fatigue, maybe it's time to think a sharp Bobby Firmino scores in the first half and plays that ball to Salah's feet, to kill the game off, and we're talking about what a magnificent all-round performance, but he doesn't, and I don't know whether that's just bad luck or lack of sharpness, lack of fitness. In this instance, I feel it might just be that maybe he's just played too much footy, I don't know. Dryden Rundle. Can't blame the defence for this one. We've got a ton of creative talent up front. Need a finisher. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's hard. Look, it is hard to deny that Harry Kane would score a bazillion goals in this team. But then again, I also think Harry Kane would probably be shit for us because he doesn't have the attributes that we've ever seen work for a centre forward for us. But yeah, again, I know a Sergio Aguero or a whomever, a Morata, a Lukaku, whatever, they score a load of goals in the way that we play. But I would still contend that guys we've got on the pitch there are all capable of scoring the chances that they've been given. Yeah, it's just mental that for all of them, because every single one of our guys had an opportunity pretty much to win the football match for us. For all of them to miss in one game is, I think that's odds defying as much as anything else. Jack Lorry, same every time we play. Didn't like Chan when he first joined, then I started to like him. Now he's back to being old Emery trying to beat the world. And when it works, he looks a tremendous footballer, doesn't he? But when it doesn't, he just looks a bit stupid. And that's because he's still not the finished article. I really like Emery Chan as a footballer. I think he's good. I don't think he had a great game today, but I'd back him to have a great game the next time he turns up, because I think prior to that, apart from, I think Jordan Henderson's last two performances have been outstanding, but I think Emery Chan probably our most consistent midfielder this season. Prior to that, he's had a little bit of a dip in form. It happens, I'm sure he'll be fine. Greg_Hudson 5. Good quality play, no end product. Phil, Albie, Lovren, Hendo were top class. Lovren needed it, agreed. Bobby, Studge, Salah, wasteful. Yeah, completely. Marzi, who's Klopsy 20. We failed to put our chances away. Very frustrating, but I swear to God, they wasted like 20 to 30 minutes of the game with injuries. Yeah, that fucking electric cart, stick that up your bumhole, Spartak, because my God, it was, I get it. It's like if you've got a ride on mower, you'd be mowing your next door neighbour's grass, wouldn't you? Because you're desperate for an opportunity to use it. You'd be going down, look, you'd be nipping the co-op for a pint of milk on your ride on mower. And I genuinely got the feeling from that. It was like, yeah, go on. They did everything in the power to time waste. Now we know this. That's what, again, that was a Burnley, that was a West Brom-esque performance in that instance for them. They did everything in the power. 8 minutes stoppage time, then they have 2 minutes down on the ground for an injury. Where's the other 2 minutes? We've got 30 odd seconds. That's poor from the referee in that instance. I think there was more to that game. Would we have scored with another 2 minutes? Probably not, because if we've not scored in the 90 odd that's preceded it, then chances are we'd have continued to take chances and spoon them over the bar anyway. But nevertheless, I think it's an important point worth making. And yeah, must move on indeed. Martinho, Woodburn, Flair, not as bad as everyone's making out to be. Still think we can qualify for the knockouts, but we'll learn from our mistakes. Yeah, this is the thing as well. Like I said, this is a team that doesn't have bags of European experience. Now, the manager's got a good level of European experience, but the manager's not the guy out on the pitch controlling things. And I thought we saw some really good performances in this game. We saw some really good performances against Sevilla. But this is all a learning curve for what we're going through at the moment. And I think the good thing is we're not getting beat, which sounds daft and it sounds really obvious. And maybe it sounds like sugarcoating, but I don't care. It's not. It's just what it is that we just need to get into the swing of playing top quality opposition twice a week. Two big games. Every game's a big game at the moment. We're challenging on two fronts. We a lot of big football, a lot of tough games, a lot of physical games. And maybe we just need a little bit more luck, or maybe we need a little bit more application, a little bit more nous. I think it's probably all of those things, but I would bank on all of those things to get better as the season progresses. We just got to make sure that we're still in touching distance by the time that we get to the point where the Champions League drops off, etc., etc. Liam Wells, sad to say, but after this month, I have lost any faith in LFC doing anything this year. We lack class. We're going to see that this year. Do we lack class? I don't think we lack class. I don't. Maybe we do. Let me know in the comments do we lack class. I don't think we do. I get the frustration. I do. I feel it. I do. I don't like. I'm as bad as anyone. When we lose games, my life is fucking horrendous. It's so miserable. I just hate life when Liverpool aren't winning. You know, I do feel it acutely, but I don't feel like we lack class. I just feel like we are class. It's just that for what at the minute, it's just not. It's just that last little thing. I don't know. We're due to snot someone, and I wouldn't like to be. Whatever, man. We're just gonna do it. It'll be fine. But yeah, we're gonna see that. We are gonna see games where we don't score goals. It happens. It's footy, but. I think we're more likely to see games where no, I don't know, I'm repeating myself, it's fine. Jay, Lob Andy, Mane should never have been subbed off ever, or should never, Mane should never be subbed off ever. Why would he come off his suspended in the Premier League? He's not suspended in the Premier League anymore. I think he's now served his suspension. Yeah, thanks, Chris. This is the thing. Now, we've gone with our best foot forward there. We've put our best 4 players on the pitch, and it's not worth that. That's a gamble we've taken because we've got a big game against Newcastle at the weekend. There, you know, Rafa Benitez, good record against us. We've got a poor record at St James's Park lately as well. We've got to be able to put a strong team out to win that game as well. And I just think you do in terms of I think there's a plan and there's a spreadsheet or whatever that says this player's got X amount of minutes in his legs. And if you're going to keep Salah on for 90, you can't keep Mane on for 90 as well. If you're going to keep Mane on for 90, you've got to take Salah off. And I think that's where the decision's fallen down. And that's on the management. I don't agree with it. I think we've got a better chance of just putting that to bed with him on the pitch. But again, if we can go and win, if Mane scores a 90th minute winner against Newcastle at the weekend, then the decision's vindicated because we're not playing 90 minutes, isolated 90 minutes of football anymore. Everything flows into everything we do. This is what it is to rotate. This is what it is to have a squad. Whether we like it or not, that is how you're supposed to manage a football team. Hopefully the manager doesn't rue that decision. Hopefully we don't need that 2 points that we may hypothetically have scored with Mane on the pitch. I hope not. I hope it doesn't come down to that. As much as I would have liked to see him stay, I don't like seeing Bobby Firmino on the left. I don't think that was necessarily a good move. I'd have rather have seen a straight substitution with Sturridge for Firmino and maybe bring Oxlade-Chamberlain if you want to rest Mane, just to keep giving you the pace. I don't know. But again, if Oxlade-Chamberlain starts against Newcastle and he has a Wales and he has his first breakout game for Liverpool, then the decision's kind of vindicated. I don't know. We'll know more ultimately in the weeks to come. Samuel Page, worried about Bobby, not taking chances, garbage ball for Salah, played it behind him. So frustrated. Yes. Yeah, so frustrated completely. I think if there's one thing we can all agree with that, and if you agree with frustrated, drop a like on this video right now, because I think we're all feeling it, aren't we? To some extent or another. Like I say, I would be down in the dumps personally if I thought we were shit on the night. I don't think we were shit on the night. I think we were fine on the night. It will be annoying if we continue to do that. That will be where the frustration will continue to grow. But that's footy, isn't it? Anyway, loads more to come on the channel. Keep your comments coming in underneath as well. Like I say, if you're frustrated, if you're feeling the anger at the moment, give the video a thumbs up. Share some positive karma. Put some love into the world. Why not? Subscribe to Redmen TV. Chris is coming up on the channel as well. Check out all of his videos. Check out the Instant Match Reaction podcast coming up on the redmentv.com. Subscribe. Get your free month trial. Get all your anger and aggression out as we talk through the game in more depth and detail. Ta-da.